We're going to have a great meeting today about the billing department, and y'all will be able to ask questions. Yeah, so let's get started. And then obviously, of course, today we're also going to have the $300 drawing for everybody that's joining here us today. And we've been already adding some names. So today's meeting, as I mentioned, before, just to get into the groove of things. But you are a self-dispatched owner-operator. You're not a driver, and we want to make it as easy it is for you as possible to make sure that you are able to, to make money, obviously, so that you're happy here at PDP. And as I mentioned before, there's a couple of things that we can do and we cannot do, but because of the common law, because of the 20-factor questions, and I would suggest anybody who hasn't had a chance to look into those, please do, because it's very interesting and it will explain to you a lot why we do the way we do things. What kind of limitations we're having to work with, because I've had so many questions come and say, hey, I just don't see why you're doing it this way. We have those other companies doing it. Yes, but this will answer a lot of those questions for you. Yes, and then, so I guess with all of that said, today we're going to be talking more about billing. I want to introduce you. This is Sam, and this is Alejandra, for those that haven't seen them yet, but we're here. These are the people that handle all of your BOLs, PODs, receipts.
Your chargebacks, your underpayments.
Yep. Thank you. Yeah, so there's a couple of things that we want to talk about. So I'm going to just let them speak and just tell us, what kind of advice can you give the owner-operators that are starting with us or been here long, on things that you guys see where, they can help you, you can help them.
Well, first, y'all can help us by uploading your documents properly. We see a lot of underpayments are chargebacks just due to, not proper documentation being uploaded correctly. So Miss Allie can go over with how you can do that for us, so that way, because in the long run, it's going to help us help you whenever we do get those chargebacks or there's underpayments. We can go ahead and fight and dispute that for you, so that way, in the end, we have the proof, like, this is what was sent to us. We know we sent it to y'all. We know our factoring company sent it to y'all, and things like that. So definitely Miss Allie can go over and tell y'all a little bit more about the cam scanner and how to properly use it.
Yeah, so first of all, it's cam scanner. It's it's very helpful. It gives you the option to crop everything that does not need to be on the BOL. Like if you have an extra background when you take the picture of the BOL, it gives you the option to crop everything that it's out, like the fingers, the steering wheel, anything that does not belong with the BOL.
No toes, no shoes, no. We don't want pictures of your coffee.
So it's really helpful. Also, it gives you the option to autocorrect, which if you take a very dark picture, it will actually correct it to make it light enough for us to be able to see what's in there, because one of the important things is for us to be able to read and see everything that it's on the BOLs, especially the signatures, the addresses. Those are the main things that our factoring company looks for when processing them. So that comes in very handy.
Yeah, and we definitely want y'all to know that it needs to be clear. We need clear copies of the BOLs, because if you send it to us blurry, we're not able to process it. The Apex factoring app that we use already uploads it to it black and gray. So it's already going to be black and gray. So if you know that it's blurry, or if it's one of those carbon copy light copies, please put a white piece of paper under it and take a picture of it that way and send it to us, because it's going to help us at the end of the day to adjust it on our end. You also need to send it as a PDF. Please send it as a PDF and not as a JPEG. It's harder for us to get it correctly done when it's sent as a JPEG. And also upload all the documents all at once. We can't have multiple emails for one load that has all different pages of the BOLs. I know it's a pain, but if you could just upload it for us one at a time in the same PDF format in one email, and please put your load numbers on there, because y'all have multiple loads sometimes throughout the week. Some of y'all book ahead, and it's harder for us to have to go back into the system, find out, okay, well, what BL does this go for? And some of y'all do multiple runs for the same stop. Like, I know we have one owner operator who does Uber loads from Indiana all the way, back and forth to the same thing, same place, same shipper, same receiver. So please put those load numbers on there, because it's going to help us at the end. I'm sorry, I know I took over, but you can go ahead and finish.
So yeah, if you do all of those things, at the end of the day, that's gonna save you time, because we're not gonna be bugging you or calling you to multiple times to send those things over and over again. So if you make sure that you're sending legible copies to us at the beginning, we're not gonna bug you throughout the day. It's just gonna save you time and save us time at the end of the day.
Right. And if your cam scanner isn't working, you can take pictures of it on your phone, as long as you take pictures of, the BOL itself. Please don't take a picture of it sitting on your lap, because then me and Ala have to take time to adjust it, because our factoring company won't accept, copies that have all of this miscellaneous items in the background. So if you're going to take a picture of it using your phone because cam scanner just doesn't work for you, that's fine. Just make sure that it's legible, that we can see it, and there's not miscellaneous items in the background.
Okay, so I just wanted to just kind of confirm, right? Make sure that we have documents sent in one file. Okay, make sure that they're clear. They don't have any extra stuff in there. And you can see all the edges. Mm-hmm. Make sure to use the enhancement or the autocorrect function. And actually, that's a big one right there, because a lot of times whenever you take the picture, you can do a lot of stuff when you just took it and it's right there in your app, versus us doing some editing or having to do any type of fixing on our end after you already send us the file.
Right.
You have more choice once you have all of that stuff in there. In the very, very beginning when you just took the picture of the file. So, yes, and also PDF. Okay, no
JPEG.
Yeah, no JPEG. Try to do PDF. It's very, very important. It just makes it much easier. And the reason why we're trying to talk about this is obviously, again, so that we help you, you help us, we all do seamless, much easier. You don't have any chargebacks, you don't have any issues, with the load and stuff like that. So yes, but okay. So one of the things has to do with cam scanner, and it's a big one, right?
Yeah.
I mean, on scale 1 to 10, how big is making sure that the documents are sent properly?
It's a 10, because if you don't send your documents properly, it's going to cause underpayments. It's going to cause chargebacks. So definitely send it to us right the first time, like Miss Alice said, so that way we're not calling and begging you. Because, if you don't send it, not only will it can cause all these underpayments, but our factoring company won't accept it. So therefore you can't get paid. And of course we want you to get paid. So if you could just do it right the first time, we won't have to keep calling you, asking you to do it again and again and again. If you're having issues, call us. That's what we're here for. We're here to help you guys out. If you can't figure it out on cam scanner, let us know what kind of phone you have, and we'll definitely walk you through that process of how to send it to us the right way.
Yep. Okay, so that's one big, and you already mentioned about underpayments, but what else can they do to, make sure that we don't have the issue with underpayment?
Okay, so underpayment is a whole other section. So One of the main things I'm always going to tell you guys to do is to read the rate cons. A lot of the times the rate cons will say, please use the tracking device. Please make sure the signatures are printed and not cursive. So that's one of the things you guys can do to avoid underpayments as far as with the broker, because the broker sometimes will have these silly requests, and you just need to make sure that you're reading it. And if you don't have the time to read it, message one of us, message the girls in dispatch. That's what we're here for. Hey, can you go over this rate con and make sure it's not requiring certain things for me to do, so that way I don't get no late fees, no underpayments. Another thing is, if you are late, know that can be a penalty for you guys, because they do charge late fees for y'all for, picking up, or
And it would say that on the rate
it'll
con.
say that on the rate con, and it says how much they charge you. And and it could be something as simple as you were late 10 minutes, but they're going to charge you $200 for being late. And be communicative with the broker. A lot of these times the brokers will be understanding and just be like, okay, hey, thanks for letting me know. And always have proof that you've communicated with the broker. Because sometimes the brokers, y'all know how shady these brokers can be sometimes. Just have your proof and just say, hey, this is my proof. This is my email. This is my text message or my phone calls. I have records of this. So here it is. Please do, if you have your proof, we'll do all we can to exhaust all our efforts to dispute any underpayments. You can ask anybody who's been here for a while and who has had an underpayment. Do you want to go over some other things that late fees? I don't want to talk too much. I feel like I'm talking a lot.
No, you're doing good.
Oh, you want me to keep talking? Another thing is lumpers. Guys, please send us all your lumpers. If you have multiple stops and multiple lumpers, please send all of them, because if you don't send one, that whole lumper will get charged back, and we're not going to know that you have a lumper if you don't send it. And also, if we need to reimburse you for the lumpers, call the brokers and say, hey, I need to get reimbursed for this lumper. Please send it to the dispatch team so my billing team can put it on my dashboard. Or if you need to invoice them for the lumper, sometimes these brokers will be like, I need y'all to invoice me for this lumper, or else, whatever the situation is, just communicate with us. Let us know that we need to invoice for this lumper. Because like I said, if we don't know and y'all don't communicate with us, then we have no idea that, we need to invoice for this specific lumper or detention, or, anything miscellaneous that they, said they're going to pay you for. Just always communicate with us and let us know. As far as lumpers and all that. And we always want every single paperwork that they give you. I know sometimes they can give you like 23 pages, but we want all 23 pages, because we need that in order to avoid chargebacks and underpayments. Front and back. Sometimes I know Costco and Walmart will have stickers, and we need pictures of those stickers, because for whatever reason, that's why the brokers want to go, pay y'all. They go based off of a sticker. So please send every single thing to us, so that way we can have everything, all in one round. We don't have to go back and forth and keep calling y'all and be like, hey, they're saying that they need this sticker and we don't have it. So, as I said, I don't want to keep repeating myself. Send everything all at once in one file. That's just a few things that can help us help you by avoiding underpayments. Anything else you can think of?
No, not that I can think of.
I want to add something. I know that all of this is so simple, and we've spoken about it, at some point, especially in the beginning. But the big deal about this, to me, is when I see all of these big amounts on the rate cons, and you're probably all like, okay, this is so great, I got $5,000 for this load, but then all of these chargebacks, and if you do this continuously for every single load, you have a chargeback, then you're not really making that much good money. You're eating away in your profit. So it's very, very important that you understand, as a self-dispatched owner-operator, okay? You're not a driver. Again, I've said this before, but this kind of everything you guys mentioned, it goes back to one simple rule that we have, and that is, you're not drivers, okay? You are owner-operators. You are, first of all, we're all adults here, okay? But the main thing is, you are your own boss, and we're not, how can I say this, in the most honorable way. Obviously, we want you to make money. I don't understand why, shame me once if I did it once, but then if I keep repeating the same mistake, please. And the best thing is, for you to learn on others' mistakes. And we're telling you from others' mistakes.
Right.
There's things you can do to make sure that you get paid, whatever you negotiated. And that's a big, big key thing, because you negotiate, you drive, you do a lot of this hard work, and then all of these underpayments. And I know that some of you don't even have this issue because you read the rate cons, but that's all it is. That's the
It's as
simplest
simple
thing.
as reading the rate con.
Reading the rate con, communication, sending the paperwork. Voila. That's it. And communication. That's always
That's
the big
the biggest one that I can think of is communication. As I said, and like Peter says, it's as simple as reading. We recently had a chargeback with Carol Form. It's with the owner operator that's not even no longer here, but I just want you guys to know that we really do try and to exhaust all our efforts to get y'all's money back. There was a chargeback all because they wanted the signatures to be printed on every document and not in cursive, which is a silly thing. But as I said, I went and I called all the receivers, and it took me 20 business days, and I got all of their names and their store numbers, and I wrote them down and I resent it, and they finally paid. So it's something as silly as that, but could have been prevented had the owner operator just read the rate con and saw that they required printed signatures. So that's, all I can say for that as far as avoiding underpayments and chargebacks. And as far as chargebacks, I know that's a whole other thing other than underpayments can be anywhere between 200 to 500. But as far as a full-blown chargeback, I'll be in communication with you. I'll fall on their bond. I'll let you know what's going on. There's sometimes where it takes multiple times for me to communicate with them. Due to COVID, it's taken me a lot of time and effort to get a hold of some of these brokers and some of their bond companies, because some of them have gone out of business due to COVID. So it's just a matter of playing phone tag and sending multiple emails to get to the right person. But I reassure you that I am doing my best and I am trying my hardest to get your money back. And I know a lot of questions sometimes the owner operators will tell me when they do get underpayments is, why is it all on me? But as Peter said, y'all are owner operators. Y'all are not drivers. At the end of the day, it's still y'all's responsibility. Our factoring company is the one that upfronts y'all the money, and
well, it all has to go back to that common law that I was talking about. Where the 20 questions from the IRS. We are limited, PDP, as a trucking service company, to you, an owner operator. We're limited to things, what we can or cannot do. It because it's one thing to just have it all on the contract, but not treat people as. So that's why it's very, very important that y'all understand we're not dodging the work. Okay, we're willing to do the legwork. We're just asking you to do what we need you to do on your end, so that we're all able to get it done. Obviously, it's in our best interest also to get paid on a full amount, because as you know, we get the percentage from it. Right. So obviously it's important for us to get it done, and that's why we do that. But I know that billing, Sam, you've been with us for how long?
3 years.
3 years, yeah. And Alejandra, you've been?
It's gonna be a year.
Yeah, gonna be a year. So we have, and I know that Sam, with your experience, you've been with here long enough to kind of already have gone through a lot of these all different scenarios.
Yeah.
I'm saying even in 1 year, I think, Alejandro too. Yes, and and I wanted to show something on this on the screen over here. This is what I show to all of the team members, and this is what I show and teach them. It's based on the Good to Great book by Jim Collins. And as you can see, the goal is to be in this triangle in the center. This is actually a pretty cool book. Anybody interested, read it. And it's something that you can apply to your life in general, not just business, but specifically in business. We're trying to do 3 things. Okay, PDP can be the best at trucking service company for self-dispatched owner operators. This is what we strive for. We want to be the best in the world at being the best trucking service company for self-dispatched owner-operators. Number 2 is PDP is passionate. What is our passion? We're passionate for all BTOs to be successful and well taken care of. This is our motto. This is very, very important to me, and I make sure that it's throughout the company, and I teach this to everybody, all the team members. Number 3, what PDP key profit driver is, and it is the admin percentage, as you guys know. Making sure that all of you are in positive, not in negative. I mean, so all of that to say that it's in our interest to help you. Okay, we just ask these things that, again, so simple, and it's, I think, well worth repeating, because sadly we see it all the time.
We do. We do.
Yeah, so I think we spoke enough, right? Yeah. So right now, let's get to some. Oh, and one more thing I wanted to mention. As y'all know, we started switching, once we integrated the hours of service into PDP website, that basically made it to where the hours of service have to be up to date before you
can post loads.
Yeah, before the loads can be posted, before they can be dispatched and posted. And then the maintenance part, where we made some progress. Not gonna go into too much details, but we're making some progress in maintenance and integrating that into PDP. And once that's done, we'll be able to also make sure that the load cannot be posted or dispatched until all of that is properly done. So yes, but right now I'm going to open up the floor for some questions regarding billing. Okay, all participants. So anybody have a question?
Yeah, Peter, I do.
Hello, Dale.
I just wanted to bring it to your attention. Y'all were talking about the chargebacks and everything, and reading the rate cons very carefully. I don't know about any other drivers, but I know a lot of my rate cons, have it'll say, minus 10% or whatever the broker's fee is on there. So that way, a lot of the drivers, if they get any rate cons like that, you need to make sure before you send your paperwork in that you go ahead and deduct that off the rate, so that way Miss Sam or whoever does it overbill the broker, because if they overbill the broker, you will get a charge back for it.
Yep.
Very good. Yep.
Thank you.
That goes back to communication. Please always let me know. Dale's always been a good communicator with letting me know when there's an extra percentage on the rate con. So, as he said, just always let us know, and we'll take it from there.
Yep. Any other comments, questions?
Go ahead.
Yes, Mike, go ahead.
You were talking about the picture. If anybody has the slide out work desk in their truck, that shelf is black, solid black, and I always lay my bills there and take the picture. Sam will tell you that there's always a black background behind my stuff. Maybe a thumb in there every once in a while, but most of the time it's a black background.
Yes, and yeah, if it's straight like that. Say that again?
Yeah, just a suggestion.
Yes, that's true. If it's straight.
Do is just hide the drawer out and take your picture.
Yes, and I also wanted to make sure whenever you do take a picture in the back of in the sleeper, you got to make sure that you open up your curtain so that there's enough light shining in there, or make sure you have a very good ELD light or something, because if you just go inside but it's too dark, it's not gonna have a good quality on the picture when you take it. Just FYI. Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah, I was a question here.
Yes, Kevin.
Situations when you're dealing with contract and the brokers. All right. You come across situations that a other drivers might have had? Is there a way to like create a red flag page on the website, and then you can like share that information, help the other BTOs, watch out for this broker, watch out for that broker. This is something they might do. They might slip in their contract, something to bring it to our attention.
I know that right now we ask all the shipping specialist team whenever they see something. But the thing is, when they see something, it's it's if and when they see it. So if they do try to tell you. And I have spoken with them a couple of times, and they trying to be doing all that, but it's all manual at this point. There is an idea in works with these couple updates once we switch to a new dashboard, because we are very close to switching to a new dashboard on PDP website that's going to give us more capabilities. So bottom line, as of right now, unfortunately, it's all manual, and it's up to you to make sure you're reading it. And then if and when the shipping specialist team sees it on our end, we also try to make sure we do that to we mention it to you. But unfortunately, there's not a place where they can just, or everybody can get notification for stuff like yet. Okay, yet. But again, we're slowly moving into a new system that will give us that capabilities, and that's actually a very good idea. I definitely want to include that. So yes, thank you for that.
Appreciate that.
Yep. Anybody else? Actually, Andrew Sanderlin, he has a hand raised. If you want to unmute yourself.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just had a quick question. So in the cam scanner, when we have multiple pages and it gives you the option to do a batch, is that okay?
Yes.
Because you still take the photos individually. So I just want to make sure you all are receiving them properly.
Yes, it is completely fine to send it as a batch. It may be multiple pictures, but it's sent in one email, all in one folder, and that's fine with us.
It's actually preferred.
Yeah, as long as they don't do a collage, because that combines all the picture into one page, and that's actually really
it makes
hard.
it smaller, and we can't read the addresses, and then we're calling and bugging you.
So not collage, but
a batch is fine.
Batch is fine. Preferred, actually.
Okay. And another quick thing. I know I've been writing my load numbers on my paperwork. Do y'all prefer it that way, or in a heading?
Yeah, as long as y'all write them somewhere, whether it's on the BOL or on the subject line or in the email, as long as it's somewhere, so that way me and Miss Alec can both see it. That way we're not calling and questioning you or asking the dispatch team. So wherever is fine, just as long as it's somewhere.
I would prefer that it is on every page, though, because sometimes I've seen, you sent.
You brought up a good idea. When y'all send, I'm sorry. When y'all send us your originals, if Peter says you can write them on all of the pieces of paper, so that way we know. Because when we get y'all's originals, sometimes y'all send them scattered and out of date, and y'all send receipts in, and we don't know what these receipts go to. And most of the time when the brokers are needing originals, we need to know what lumper receipts goes with this, what scale tick, what did all of these papers go to. So yes, that's a really good idea, Peter. So if you could start writing all of the load numbers on the pieces of paper, that'll help us tremendously when we sort your BOLs, because most of the time we sort your BOLs from the closest date to the oldest date. We'll put them in the folder, and sometimes we have all these lumper receipts or any receipts period, and we just don't know what they go to. So if y'all could do that, that would definitely help us out
on
tremendously.
every page put a load number.
Right.
And I taught this my dad, who also drives with us. I taught him to do this, and he puts always load number, truck number, and then page 1 out of whatever the number page.
Yeah.
It makes it so much easier.
He does.
I mean, when did you had an issue with my dad billing wise?
Never.
And he's been with us 4 years or so.
Never.
So I'm just saying.
And he's had a lot of pages. He's had a 35-page load before, and he did it on every single one of them, and I was very appreciative of that.
Makes it so much easier,
so much
never
simple.
an issue. And also, I think on their side, on the broker's side, it makes it much easier
Yeah, it makes it a
too.
lot easier too. Yeah.
So, okay.
Very good point. Very good topic, Andrew. Thank you.
Anybody else?
And then, yeah, I was just going to remind, because I thought about that. Y'all were talking about the rate cons a minute ago. Whenever you get your rate cons, make sure your rate cons have addresses and pickup addresses. Because as Miss Allie and Miss Sam can tell you, a lot of my rate cons, it'll just have a city and a state. A lot of my stuff's farm loads and stuff like that. And then Miss Allie will have to call me, and I'll have to, get her an address, or I'll have to Google her something to give her an address, because there won't be nothing on it. So,
Yep. Yep.
That's a good one. That's a good one to check too.
Yes. Yes. I mean, it goes back to just reading the rate cons, reading the paperwork, reading the BOLs. I mean, all of that is
Right.
important.
And
So,
communicating with us.
yes. Andrew, you
Peter,
have
I
one?
got one, Peter.
Okay, go ahead. Who was that?
Peter, Albert.
Albert, yes, go ahead.
Hey, Trucker Tool. I typically don't use that platform for booking loads. However, I found out that it has pretty decent loads. The thing that I encountered, because this is the first time for me, is that it have an instant book. So dealing with the instant book on Trucker Tool, it has the MC and etc. on there. How do we go about using that platform? Can we use the instant book? We wait on the rate cards, just our phone number is on there, or do we basically how do we go about that? Because
Yes.
I booked one, I haven't got.
You haven't booked it yet?
I did the instant book. I did it, and I'm trying to make sure I did it right, because I haven't got the rate con on it yet. And when you do the instant book on the Trucker Tool, it says a message like, broker may reach out to you to finalize booking. So I wonder, how do we go about that, and to make sure that billing dispatch gets that? This is something we call. Do we just do a menu call in? How do we do that?
Yeah, so that's a question more for the dispatch team or the shipping specialist team. From my understanding, I know they're not here right now, but it sends us a message automatically on that, and then we're supposed to process it on our end and just send you the rate con. Some of those apps allow you to give or get all of the documents right there and then in that app, like Uber, a couple of those more automatic ones. Yes, but the ones, if you didn't, then it probably was sent to our dispatch email, and it's just a matter of us processing that. On the billing side, it's also very simple, because once you do the uploading, and that's another thing, you got to do the uploading pages on that app, because a lot of times they ask for the proof of delivery within 24 hours with those apps. But you still have to send us the paperwork also to be able to invoice. So, yeah, it just depends. If you want, I would recommend, to talk to a shipping specialist, and they can specifically look into your instant why you haven't received it.
Right, but definitely always call them and let them know that you did book a load, because even with Uber will send us the rate cons and they don't tell us who it's for. So 9 times out of 10, if it's on after hours and nobody's communicated to us that we got or y'all booked a load with Uber, I don't know who it's for, and I leave it for the shipping specialist team to take care of in the morning so they can log in and see who it's for. So still always call them and just let them know and give them a heads up saying, hey, I booked a load, one Trucker's Tool, going from here to here, point A to B.
And it's very important whenever you are sending the communications, use the group emails, because whenever you're sending it to specific person, you can include the specific people in the office too, but I always recommend to put in the group emails, like admin, billing, shipping, dispatch, because whenever we are after hours, or whenever somebody's covering for others, because stuff happens, and we want to make sure we provide the best service for you guys. So with everything else that happens in life, we still have somebody who is always on top of handling that department. So whenever you have a load that you booked, and even if it is after hours, just send a message, email to dispatch at PDP Trucking. Hey, you know, just watch out for this load. Or billing, you know, always, if you send it to Sam, again, that's fine if you send it to Sam, but then always include billing, because that way Alejandra can take over. You don't know if Sam, you know, maybe she had a day off, or I don't know, something happened, emergency at home, and
so it's not
she
fine.
just
Don't send it to Sam. Send it to billing. Send it
it's
to BOL.
best to send it to billing. Yes. Yeah. So group
Thank
emails.
you, I appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you, Albert.
No, thank you.
Yes. Okay. I got Andrew. You raised your hand again. You wanna unmute yourself?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So this question is kind of to the left a little bit and not totally related, but since we got some drivers on the phone, I wanted some information and some updates. I never booked an Amazon load. So as I'm looking at them offering these contracts, I'm wondering, what does the block hours mean, and can some of the drivers help me out if you're familiar or have that experience?
Anybody up for it?
Yeah, you don't get that information until the day of. Once you book a contract, the day about 2:30 that day, that's whenever they'll send you all the information about that load of what you're going to be running. Whether you took a 37-hour block or you took a 13-hour block. But you won't really know where you're going until the day of.
Okay, so what's a 37-hour block?
37-hour block means you're going to work 13 hours, you're going to take a 10-hour break, and then you're going to work 13 more. But you'll end back at the same place that you started. To not prolong this call, you can get my number from Sam, or my name is Carlos Dawkins. They can give you my number, and I'll walk you all the way through it.
All right, absolutely. I definitely appreciate that.
Yeah, so I guess now we know. Every time there's an iPhone in there, that's Carlos.
Yeah, I was like, who is that talking? Sounds familiar, but
yes. I mean, to me, when I was reading that, because Amazon has this explanation on this stuff, and it's very, very long. I mean, to me, it just looked like round trip, basically, and back and forth. So it's not really any different, but oh well, they want to call it that way.
But if you do book an Amazon load,
wherever you start, that's where you end.
Yeah. So just for future reference, if you do book an Amazon load, please let shipping specialists know, because sometimes it doesn't require BOLs. So you'll just need to let us know that, hey, I completed this load. It's with Amazon. This is the load number. Or if you didn't even receive a load number, because the shipping specialist team has to go into that specific login for Amazon and pull the rate con and then let us know. So if you do choose to haul with Amazon, that's fine. Just let us know that you hauled for them. No rate, no BOLs required. And then me and Miss Alla will handle it from there.
Yeah, communication. Anybody else have anything to add about Amazon or anything on that topic? Okay. Yes, I know that, just FYI, Maya has been doing a lot of research in that too, so if anybody has any questions, they can reach out to her too. Okay, anybody else have any other questions? Andrew, you can just unmute yourself. You don't have to keep raising your hand. I mean...
Maybe he had it on accident?
Yeah, it keep telling me I'm not allowed by the host to unmute myself.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so just another quick question too. Just, you know, me being new to PDP, as far as fuel receipts and things of that nature, what all do you require, or do you all need?
Okay, good.
If you fuel with our
fuel receipt, scale tickets, or
always send your scale tickets, fuel receipts. If you use our fuel card, you know, when you send in your originals, go ahead, send in those receipts. But if you don't use our fuel card, it is very important that you send us those receipts, because by the time IFTA comes, and if we haven't gotten your receipts, Peter is telling us, hey, get these receipts going. So if you use our fuel card, it's fine. We can pull it up, on the website that we use. But if you don't and you're paying cash or your card or whatever fuel, system you have, just always make sure you send us those receipts, send it in with your originals, put the load number on there. That way, like I said, it just helps us keep it with your BOLs that this fuel was for this load. But as far as, scale tickets, just put the load number on there and send it with whatever load or whatever it is that you're sending it with. It's fine. It's not as important as much as, if you're paying cash for your fuel receipts, but we always want the scale tickets too.
Yeah, scale tickets, fuel receipts, depending if it's with our fuel card or not, and then BOLs, obviously, and BOLs,
Lumper receipts?
Lumper receipts, yes, proof of delivery, anything they give you at a shipper or consignee, anything they give you. And another thing is, if they say, well, we need to keep this copy, I mean, it's a good idea if you always say, well, can you make a copy for me? Because you cannot be left without any paperwork. Or take a picture of it before you give it to them. But yeah, always send everything they give you. Okay.
Hey, Peter, this is Philip. Quick question.
Yes.
I've never sent a scale ticket. I mean, what's that all about? Well, why do you need the scale tickets? I mean, I just pay for those.
If you have a load that is based on weight, it's crucial to send in scale tickets at that time. Sometimes on the rate cons, you probably never haul those type of loads.
You mean if they're paying you by the pound or something?
Right.
Well, yes, and also, yes, that's basically it. You probably never do those type of loads. Yeah.
No, I never do those type of loads. All right.
Yeah, but if you do, it's very, very crucial, obviously. And it will say in the rate con, this is very big deal. You know, very big deal. Okay.
Potatoes, they usually pay by the...
Say that again, Mike?
Bulk potatoes, stuff like that, usually pays by the hundredweight. So the scale ticket's at 4 cents.
Yes,
right.
That's what we're talking about.
If you haul, like me, if you haul grain loads and stuff like that, I haul grain and stuff.
Yep.
They always pay by the weight.
Yep. Yeah. Alrighty, well, it's time, a lot of time. So we're gonna do our thing right now. Yes, we will read out all the names again. And
you can hand them to me as you
we'll just put them in a hat and do a drawing. Again, this is for $300. While you guys prepare for that, I also wanted to say that many of y'all know we have a referral bonus, but if you don't know, there is a referral bonus that it's been going on for a long, long time. And basically, you, the person that's referring, get $500. It's broken down into 3 steps. I mean, first of all, it starts from when the other owner-operators picks up the first load. Second of all, after 60 days of him or her working, you get $250. And then after the 90-day mark, you get another $250. So basically, 90 days after that person starts, you get $500. That's been going on for a long time. We love to see people refer. We just ask to please, don't refer crazy people. Okay.
Yeah, because that's a reflection of you. So if you refer them and they're crazy.
Okay. We're not gonna try to take it personal to you. Yeah, but just please. And then you have to understand also, when you do find somebody, try to make sure that they have the owner-operator mindset and not the driver mindset. That's a very big deal, because a lot of them who do come on as drivers and thinking that they're, it's just eventually don't work out, which is sad. But I like our model, yeah. So with that said, let's go back to this.
I have a...
Yes, Michael.
Whose cowboy hat is that?
It's mine. No, it's Actually, Jim Nilsson, always when he comes in, he always has a hat like that. So after him coming in, I don't know, a couple of years now, I was like, I need a hat like that, so I got it.
True Texan hat.
How about do rock, paper, scissors
All right,
against
ready?
each other? Rock, paper, scissors. What? Oh, okay. Alejandra. Okay. Drums, drums. Ta-da-da-da.
That's a business. Try to get people to attend a safety meeting.
All right, are you guys
Yeah.
ready?
Joseph.
Kevin Tobin.
Ooh.
Yay!
Kevin, you got it. See, it was not the same person, so it's all legit, okay?
That's the guy on the far left. That's what I always hold the bag.
All right. So thank you all for joining us. We're gonna do this every Monday until probably a couple more times, and then we're gonna switch to do it monthly. But we're gonna do this drawing every time we do the meeting. So join us next week.
More than a big
Here,
company.
hold on. Yeah, join us next week, and we're going to talk about. I don't know what the next topic is gonna be. Is it gonna be admin? I don't know. We're gonna have the next topic, but anyway, see y'all next week. Have a blessed day, and there's gonna be a video coming up.
Bye.
Bye. You've been laid off recently? I can help you. I got a great opportunity for you. Come join PDP as a self-dispatched owner-operator where you have full control over how, when, and where you drive. We are a service trucking company for self-dispatched owner-operators, and transparency is our priority. You deserve to know exactly what your cost is. We pay same day after every load, and it's 85% to the truck. You can buy your own truck at the decent price right now because of the market, and then come join us. We're getting more reefers and vans for lease to own or rental options. So fill out our quick mobile app to grab this opportunity.